Hello friends, and welcome to tonight's beer review. Been having some technical issues today. Luckily I haven't opened the bottle yet. Suffice to say I'm getting very frustrated with this camera and this computer. Luckily, there's beer to cure that problem. And tonight is a special beer. This is Golden Sabbath from Big Island Brewhaus, located in Waimea on the Big Island of Hawaii. So it's up there high in the mountains in rancher territory. Now, this is a strong Belgian pale ale, which is reflected in the ABV of 8.5%. It's also kind of, while it's quality, it recently won I believe either a bronze or silver medal in the national beer competitions for the style. It's on the expensive side and kind of hard to find anywhere outside of Hawaii. This bomber costs about $8 to $9, so but you get the satisfaction of knowing that you are supporting a local craft brewer, a very small one at that. I believe they only have about 5 employees or so. So let's read this label here, shall we? You hold a special handcrafted beer brewed and bottled only in Hawaii. This hefty 22-ounce bottle is meant to be shared, but of course you may not want to. That'd be me. Our Belgian-style golden ale is brewed with malted barley, Hawaiian honey, and noble hops. A special Belgian yeast imparts a wondrous range of flavors including plum, fig, apricot, and spice. These flavors harmonize well with roast meats like lamb and duckling, as well as rich seafoods like lobster, and is perfect with desserts such as creme brulee, tiramisu, and of course, chocolate. Traditionally served in special goblets, this beer turns an ordinary lunch into an extraordinary event and transforms a slow Sunday afternoon into a golden Sabbath. Unfiltered, keep refrigerated for freshness. One annoying thing, a lot of stores, they keep it on the regular shelves. What the fuck with that, you know? Anyways, this one was fairly fresh. Where's the date on it? Must have rubbed off already, but I made sure the date was pretty darn recent. That's a big pet peeve of mine, is that a lot of stores don't store their beer right, and they keep it around too long. I know a lot of it cannot be helped because of the way alcohol distributor laws are, but it comes at the price of selling your consumer a dud product, a product that's gone stale or a product that's gone off. But that's another argument entirely. Maybe I should make a separate video just about that, where I go and drink a crappy, uninteresting beer and just rant about beer topics. So, let's open this, shall we? I've been letting this warm up outside, just so that, it's closer to the suggested serving temperature of about 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Ooh, definitely smells phenolic. Wow. Let's get a color check. And it is a nice, beautiful orange-yellow color, with a very fizzy and foamy white head. Very aromatic. I can smell it from here. There is that lovely, lovely smell of the Belgian yeast, which is very phenolic and very estery. So it smells juicy and spicy. Underneath that, you smell the Hawaiian honey. Now, a lot of people wouldn't say, well, I don't get much honey smell out of it. Hawaiian honey has a sort of different flavor from regular honey that you would have on the mainland, in that it has a much lighter flavor that's more floral, for lack of better words. It's also a lot less cloying in its sweetness. So there's a very heavy smell of what I would say is Hawaiian honey. And by the way, if you ever get a chance to travel to Hawaii, you should get some Hawaiian honey from the Big Island or from one of the, I believe Waimanalo honey is pretty good too. The Big Island honey is actually very good because what they do is they set up the hives near certain kinds of plantations. So you could get one from, a tropical rainforest, or you can get one from a beehive that's been placed to pollinate a macadamia field, and you get a very different, taste and color to the honey. His head receded fairly quickly. Well, let's go to the taste. Got some big flavors there. I may have let it warm up a little bit too much. The primary flavor note is, of course, of the Belgian yeast. And the hops, which sort of linger on the tongue and provide a hoppy, yeasty, lingering finish. There's quite a lot of hops in here, but you don't really notice it because of the heaviness and sweetness of the malts. And because of the level of hops to malts, so it's heavy on both ends, it actually comes across as quite balanced. So you don't taste an overwhelming bitterness, and you don't taste a cloying sweetness. So that's actually very, very good. I really actually sort of like it. You can feel the thickness of the malts. It should be cloying sweetness, but it isn't. The hopping has done its job very, very well. There is a lot of fruit in there, but I'm kind of having trouble sussing it out because I got it a little bit too warm. All around, there's just this kiss of honey taste that just sort of lingers on the palate, underneath all that hoppiness. And it's just absolutely wonderful. It's just a sublime sort of thing where it kind of slips in and out of perception. In the mid-palate is where the sweetness really asserts itself there, as well as the fruitiness. Technically, yes, I would say that apricots are part of it. I'm going to overlook that because, I'm not actually a big fan of apricots, but maybe if apricots were like this, I'd like them a lot more. This is a very thick mouthfeel. This is what they would call a chewy beer. I should probably go and place the rest of this back in the refrigerator so I can get it chilled up a little bit more again and enjoy it at a slightly colder temperature. I think this is maybe about 5 degrees too warm. There's almost a raisiny kind of flavor to it that plays well with the honey. But really what gets me is just the sort of balance in between the very thick and heavy malts, including the honey, and the very heavy hopping. It just, provides like a very dry finish to what should be a very sweet beer. And I can see why this won a medal. It's actually very well done for the style. And, interesting. Of course, there is a caveat that you have to like a fairly heavy noble hopping. It does taste of noble hops. Some people are not that into thick noble hopping as compared to, the sort of IPA hopping. And two, of course, the Belgian yeast, which is an acquired taste for a lot of people. So, Golden Sabbath from Big Island Brewhaus. Kind of pricey, but a very interesting tipple. So, that's your beer review for tonight, folks. Cheers and aloha.